is definitely for some people. Is that person me? I don't know. But I think I kind of want to be done. Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name's Sammy and I decided in today's video I really wanted to read some popular book talk books. Now, there's a lot of books that have gone viral on TikTok. A lot of them I've read, some of them I haven't read. A lot of them I've enjoyed, the ones that I have read, and there's been a lot that I haven't enjoyed. So it's really sort of a mixed bag over on TikTok on whether or not I will enjoy some of the reads that get extremely popular. Book Talk is a place where a lot of people have recently found a newfound love for reading. It's so amazing that so many people have found this love for reading because it's such a fun and beautiful thing. So thanks Book Talk for that. But some of the recommendations that they have over there, in my personal opinion, haven't been the greatest, but some of them are really great. So we're gonna test out 3 books that have gone viral on Book Talk that I haven't yet read. And so let's get into the TBR. So I wanted to pick out books that I've already had on my bookshelf because I didn't want to just go out and buy books just to buy books, considering I have so many books on my TBR. I don't need to be buying anymore. So I picked out 3 that I already own, and all of these, in my personal opinion, 2 of them I've seen all over TikTok, and then one I've seen a little bit less, but definitely still have seen a lot of it. So first things first, we have Powerless by Lauren Roberts. This is a book that just blew up. This book, I think, is a mix between The Hunger Games and Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, which Red Queen is the book that got me into reading, if you watch my BookTube newbie challenge. It's the book that I love so much that got me into reading. So we'll see. I'm a little worried because I've heard some people say that it is like extremely similar to Red Queen, but I'm excited. This book is long and the writing is tiny. It's not long, but like the writing is really shockingly small. So that one will be fun. All right, next is one that I've actually already started and sort of put down. Not because it was bad, but just because I think I wasn't in like the right mood for it at the time. And that book is Butcher and Blackbird by Brynne Weaver. This book got insanely popular, mainly for the trigger warnings that it has at the very beginning of the book, because they are crazy. Like, it's crazy. This book is a book about 2 serial killers who sort of kill for the greater good. So they're serial killers who kill other serial killers. So, but this book is about them meeting up in a very weird circumstance and then creating this sort of deal that they're going to try and compete against each other to kill this one serial killer. And whoever wins, I don't know what they get if they win. I guess just the pride in being that they got to kill this person. But they form a sort of relationship. And from what I've seen already, it's definitely a book that you shouldn't take too seriously, because there's just some elements where it's like you're literally talking about serial killers like in a very crowded restaurant and you're talking about killing people. So I don't think it's a book that is meant to be taken too seriously. So I'm going to try and go into it with a very open mind. And I've heard that this book gets quite spicy, which is not something I typically look for in books. It's not like I don't actively seek that out, but we'll see how I enjoy it. Then the final book on this TBR is Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. This book, I feel like this book has a cult following. It's just whenever I see this book on someone's bookshelves or whenever I see someone like recommending this book, they're just talking about it in a way that I've never seen people talk about books. A book that they've never even read before. It's a whole new thing. There's just the following behind this book shocks me, and I want to know. I want to know what it is about this book that makes people rant and rave and love this book so much. So, I'm excited, but I'm nervous because this isn't the type of book that I actively seek out because it's about rich people. And that's not something that I really like in books. I don't like reading or watching like reality TV shows. That's not something that I enjoy. I don't really care about rich people drama, and that's sort of what this is. And I also, don't get me started on this cover. This is, I see some people saying like, oh, it's not that bad. It is that bad. It's bad. I'm sorry. I don't want to be negative, but I feel like some things I just have to be negative about. And this cover is one of them. I'm sorry. I was going to try and look for the original covers, but on Pango, they were like $50, and I'm not paying $50 for a book. So we're gonna deal with this. Okay, I admit that this one isn't that bad, and I know the one that just came out, the newest Magnolia Parks one, isn't that bad, but two of the other ones, like the purple and the green one that I've seen, no. I don't like the feet. So this is a book that I've actually already started. So we're gonna start off with this book because I've already started it. I am currently 50 pages in. And so far, it's honestly, we're gonna do an impromptu little update right at the start, I guess. So far, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. I think it's because it's fake people. I don't mind it as much, the rich people drama as much. So far so good. We'll see. So let's get into it, I guess. Take my whiskey. Eat. Ew. Okay. Hello. It is later. It's later. I have no idea how this view is gonna look right now. You're propped up against my laptop. I do have a tripod coming in tomorrow for my phone, so hopefully things get a little bit better, but for now we're propping my phone up against things in hopes that it works. Tonight it is 11 p.m. and we're still currently reading Magnolia Parks, of course. I'm not that much further into it. I'm 140 pages in. And this is like a really random thing, but I was walking on the treadmill earlier tonight and I was listening to Eternal Sunshine by Ariana Grande from her new album, Eternal Sunshine. And I was like, this song kind of reminds me of this book. Like, Eternal Sunshine sort of gives me Magnolia and BJ vibes. A little bit. Like Magnolia speaking about BJ. I feel like I only ever get that feeling where I can equate a song to a book if it fits perfectly. Like, Line Without a Hook by Ricky Montgomery is A Court of Silver Flames, like, to a T, like, scary similar. And then Eternal Sunshine sort of gave me Magnolia Parks. So I don't know if that's already a thing that people have realized, or maybe I'm just being dumb and maybe it's like not similar at all. But that's the update that's literally all I wanted to say. That's all. So see you tomorrow. I hope this is far enough away. I don't know. But hello. It's been a little bit since I've updated. I don't feel comfortable updating on the weekends when my parents are around, just because I feel awkward talking to myself. And having them hear me talk to myself, I don't want to do it. So I haven't updated all weekend, but I do have some fun updates. If you can hear my vent, I'm sorry. She's chatty today. She's active. I don't know how to stop it. I don't know why it like cracks like that. Sorry. So I have a few updates, and I did finish Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings yesterday. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it way more than I expected to. Definitely a story, a type of book that I have never really read before, and I think that was interesting. These characters were so messy. But I think it's because if this was like a TV show with real people, I would not enjoy it, because like if this was like a reality show, but I think because these people are just characters on like in a book, it was okay and I enjoyed it. But yeah, I didn't enjoy a lot of the characters, but I feel like that was the point, was to not really enjoy them because they're messy and toxic and not great people. But BJ sucks. This is a BJ hater account. I do not care for any BJ redemption arc. He deserves nothing. He deserves nothing. This man constantly groveling over his mistakes, yet he keeps making them. He keeps doing it willingly and knowingly that it's gonna hurt Magnolia. And he's like, oh, but like, I love her so much and I want to be with her, and I messed up so bad, but I'm gonna go sleep with this other girl tonight because I feel like it. Like, what do you mean? But both of these characters, Magnolia and BJ, are both so self-destructive. BJ definitely more so, but Magnolia as well. But they're interesting. Tom England is right there, girly pop. Like, please. No man named BJ deserves all that. Deserves all your time. Move on. But for now, I think I'm gonna give it a 4-star because I did enjoy it, and I honestly might continue on with the rest of the series, because I know I've heard some people say that they like Daisy Hates the Daisy Hates books a lot as well. I don't know if they like it more or less or what, but I heard they like them. And she was definitely an interesting character in this book, so I want to see like how she becomes a main character. So we might continue, but also I really see why people enjoy her writing, because it's a type of writing style that I don't see very often, because she is sort of writing these characters as if the characters are speaking to you. Like, she writes about, I know BJ was talking about Magnolia's father at the beginning of the book, and he was going like, oh, he's like this hotshot music producer who's worked with like these super big stars, but you already know that. As if we're like this is a story being told to the reader, and it sort of gives a more like personalized experience, as if like this book is being told to only you rather than all the other people reading this book as well. So I guess I get why people really enjoy it. And it was definitely interesting. I don't think I've read many books like that before. But for now, I think I'm going to give it a 4-star because it was an interesting time and I was pretty invested. We also did start yesterday Butcher and Blackbird. This is a book that I've actually already started, and I got like 45, I think, pages into this book. And I just put it down, not because it was bad, just because it wasn't the type of book that I was into at the moment. I was really not in a romance mood. But I feel like this book could be really simple and really easy to read, just because of the type of book it is. And I'm currently 73 pages in, and it's definitely a time. It's a time. I don't know how I'll feel about it. Dark romance books are not something I ever really seek out to read, and I don't think I will read many more dark romance books. It's just not my cup of tea. But I feel like this one could be one that I possibly enjoy, just because my main quip with dark romances is I don't like the weird power dynamic between the main female character and the male character, because usually in dark romances the male character is sort of this mafia boss or like serial killer or stalker or wolf shifter alpha omegaverse thing, and then this girl is just like a random girl. And I don't enjoy the power dynamic of this murderer with, I don't know, do you see the point? Like, I don't enjoy the power dynamic of a murderer with this girl. This one, the power dynamic is sort of equal because they are both serial killers. So I think it could be one that either I enjoy or I don't mind as much, just because the power dynamic isn't there. So far, I've enjoyed it so far. I don't know, the insta lust was very strong between these two. Not insta love, insta lust. Like, this man was already so physically attracted to her, which, like, I guess fine, but the things that he was thinking about just the first time he saw her was crazy. Crazy, I tell you. So, we'll see how this goes. I feel like this should be a quick read, but I really thought that this scene would be over by now, but it's still going. It's still going. Oh my god. Okay, I feel like it's been so long since I've updated you guys. It probably is because it has been. It's been a little while. So, I have finished Butcher and Blackbird, and I have some opinions on this book, but honestly, I'm still kind of stewing over this one. At the end of the video, I'm sorry. At the end of the video, I'll give like my final rating, but for now, I think it's a 3.5. This book was interesting. Definitely very interesting. All I'm gonna say is definitely for some people. Is that person me? I don't know. But I did start Powerless, and I'm currently on page 130, 130-ish, 128, if we're being totally honest. And I also have some opinions on this one, and I'm sorry, girly pops, they're not very good. They're not very good, because so far, I can definitely see why people are saying that this book takes, like, heavy inspiration from Hunger Games and Red Queen. A lot of the things that are happening in this book feel like very similar to Hunger Games or Red Queen. I don't know how I feel about that. The writing so far, it feels very hold your handy right now. But some of the descriptions are just way too much, and it's like we don't need to be told certain things. Like, it doesn't need to be that. Some things just don't need to be said, but they are said anyways. I think I'm gonna get the audiobook for this, although I have to get it on Spotify, which I don't want to use Spotify audiobooks because they only give you 15 hours of listening a month. And this book is a 17-hour audiobook. So you can't even finish one book in a month, which luckily I'm already 130 pages in, so it'll probably be less than 17 hours. But still, it's like you're only going to give people 15 hours of listening a month. That's not even a book. That's the update for now. This video is taking so much longer than I was expecting it to, and I think it's just because 2 of the books I'm not really enjoying. So it's just taking me way longer. Sorry. Hello. I wanted to do this update when I looked a lot more presentable, but this video has taken me so long already. I kind of want to be done. I want to just like wrap it up now instead of do it tomorrow. Since the last time I've updated, I have now finished all the books that I set out to read. So we finished Magnolia Parks, we finished Butcher and Blackbird, and I have finally finished Powerless. So we're gonna give like a little final update. So for Magnolia Parks, I did talk about this one a lot more earlier. So I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars, in that stands. The 4 out of 5 stars stands. So, and then Butcher and Blackbird, I also talked about a little bit more. The 3.5 out of 5 stars also stands. I think I might continue on with the rest of this little like series. It's more like companion novel, I think. But there is another one coming out later, and it's called like Leather and Lark. So it follows one of Rowan's brothers and Sloane's best friend, which they sort of started setting it up a little bit in this book, and I kind of loved it. And I also want to see how that works, because I know that they both know about the serial killing that these two do. They know about it, right? But I don't think they kill people themselves. Maybe he does, but her, I don't know. So it'll be interesting to see how that sort of differs from this one. But the one that we're here to talk about a little bit more In Depth is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Now, when I updated first, I really wasn't enjoying this, and I think that still stands. I did not enjoy it. This book really just felt like if you smushed Red Queen and Hunger Games into one book, because literally the premise of the book is about this girl from the slums who robs a prince and then manages to get herself to live in the castle for a little while, and then she sort of forms this sort of love triangle with the prince and his brother. If that premise sounds familiar, that's literally what happens in this book. So there's a little bit more similarities, sort of, a bit, but they're kind of spoilery, so I'm not going to talk about them. But the premise, there's so much about this book that really reminds me of Red Queen. And I don't know, Red Queen, I know, is one of my favorite books of all time. I'm going to keep saying it. The main character of this book just sort of really annoyed me, and I didn't feel a connection to any of these characters, really. And also, the ending of the book didn't leave me in a place where I felt really compelled to continue on with the rest of the series. So I don't think I will, because I know there's another one coming out called like Powerful next, but like the way that this one ended, not really intriguing to me. Like, sure, maybe like an teensy little bit, but for the most part, I don't think I'm going to continue on. I really wanted to DNF this book, but I got the audiobook on Spotify. Great. I listened to it at 2.5 speed, and I got through it. We got through it. Because I feel like this book was 100 pages too long, because the continuation of the repetition that I was talking about earlier and the over description of some things, there were just so many lines and certain things that were repeated a lot. A lot of descriptions of people and things that happened were just brought up a lot, and I'm like, I know. So definitely, I feel like it could have been 100 pages shorter. I feel like I should give a final rating. Probably should give a final rating. I think I gave it a 3-star on Goodreads, and it probably is closer to a 2.5, and that stands. But the audiobook redeemed it, because I really did enjoy the narrators, and I enjoyed how it was dual narrated. If I had to read this book just plain, no audiobook, it probably would have taken me 5 days longer, and I would have hated it a lot more. So thank you to the audiobook. We're bumping it up a half star, but a 3-star, 2.5, 3-star is where it sits. Really sad, actually, that I didn't enjoy this book. The more I sat on this one, I enjoyed it a lot more. So that's the end of this video, I guess. This isn't to say like TikTok books are bad. That wasn't like the point of this video. I just wanted to see if I would enjoy certain viral TikTok books. Me not liking them doesn't mean that they're bad, because books are a subjective form of media. Everybody has different opinions on books, and that all opinions are valid. So if you love these books, your opinion's valid. Just because I didn't like it doesn't mean it's a bad book. Doesn't mean you shouldn't like it. Or I will be reading more books that got viral on TikTok in the future, because, you know, they got viral for a reason. They're good. They're interesting. They have interesting premises. And, you know, just because I didn't enjoy a few of these, I didn't love them, doesn't mean I won't love ones in the future. So we will see and test out some more in the future eventually. But for now, these were the 3 books that I read in this one. And that's it for today. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.